Today we're making lettuce soup. This recipe is from Julie Van Rosendaal, who talks on CBC and has her own website. It serves about 4. There's prep of 10 minutes, cooking 15 minutes, and so a total time of 25 minutes, and it's rated as easy. So we start with, we have olive oil, 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of butter in there, a small onion that I've chopped up, salt to taste, a 1/4 cup of parsley, and then it says 3 to 4 cups chicken or vegetable stock. I am going to make chicken stock from 4 cups of water right here and 4 teaspoons of chicken stock, which is this. So if you ever get these, if you look on the side, it says how to prepare. Dissolve 1 slightly rounded teaspoon into each cup of boiling water. So I've made level teaspoons, so I'll give it a little bit more to do that rounded part. Okay, and the next thing is 1 to 2 heads of lettuce. Now, I got lettuce and it fell on grocery floor. So I don't want to eat that fresh, so I'm going to cook it. And so I have 1 head there and another head here. And I spun it in my spinner. The last thing that I have, it's optional. I've got 4 tablespoons of cream here, and I'm not using croutons. You can if you want. All right. How to make it. In a large saucepan or Dutch oven, that's this. Heat the oil and butter and saute the onion or leek. I'm using onion. Sprinkling with salt for a few minutes or until soft. Stir in the herbs, the parsley being the herbs. So I'm starting here. And I'll put it on medium. On my oven, that's about 4 or 5. I have a spatula to scrape out the rest of the oil. You can use vegetable oil. I'm using olive oil. It's fine. So we're going to melt that. Next we're going to put in the onions and a bit of salt. Now this is for my scraping and this is for my cooking. So I've got onions next. Maybe I'll put a little higher. Put a little bit more drips of the oil in. I'll leave this here because I'll have to use that again. It takes a little while for the butter to soften and melt. We don't want it just melted. We want it to start cooking our onions. Do you know how oil and butter is ready to take things like onions? You put a little tiny bit of a flick of water in. So I'm going to get a little bit of water from my tap. But at the point where I think it's ready, it's not ready yet. When I see a little bit of bubbling. Another way to know that any oil or fat is ready, it starts to shrink in. That's another way. Okay, all my butter is melted now, as you can see there. And I'm going to get that water. No, it's not sizzling, so it's not ready yet. I can hear it sizzling now, and I can see some separation. Can you hear that sizzling? Yeah, it's starting to. I see separation in the middle, and yeah, I see bubbling here. So I'm going to put the onions in now. Missed some. You can hear it sauteing. Sauteing is the French word for frying. And we want to saute the onions till they're what's called translucent. You want to be able to almost see through them. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little sprinkling of salt. I just filled this up. I wasn't sure if the holes were working. And they are. Smells wonderful. Sauteed onions always smell great. I chose this recipe because it is a easy recipe for us to do at home. If you have wilted lettuce, you can use it in it. You don't have to have fresh lettuce. You can use wilted, older lettuce, just pull off those not so nice parts. Okay, then I need my parsley. You can see it's starting to soften. I haven't got them all translucent, but a few are. A bit more. Now, of course, what I've done at the beginning is wash my hands, put my hair up, put my apron on, and then wash my hands. Okay, we're almost done with this part. Then it says to add the stock, bringing to a simmer. So I'm going to put the water in first. There's 2 cups. Here's 2 more cups. Now when you measure in liquid measuring cups, you have to get down to eye level so that you see that the line is at the right, the top of your liquid is at the right level. Now here I've got just the water. I want to have the broth. So I'm going to put the stock mix in, and just like I said, I'll give a little bit more so that they're like 4 rounded teaspoons rather than a level. Now, so I'm mixing it in, and it'll need to come to a simmer. What's the difference between a simmer and a boil? A boil, the bubbles are all coming up, and you've got a lot of steam coming off. Simmer, just a few bubbles coming. It's quite warm though. It's not boiling. All right. So this will take a little while, so I'll come back when I'm ready to put the lettuce in. Thanks. Bye.